The story begins in the year 1172, where we see the area of what is now northwestern China, which at that time was known as the Tangut Kingdom. It was ruled by the Tangut dynasty. Many groups of Mongolian tribes lived there, and their leader was called a Khan. These tribal Khans had a deep animosity towards each other because they all wanted to stay in power. Because of this, battles were constantly fought between them. Many people were killed in these wars. There were no laws or rules in the world of the Mongols, so they desperately needed a supreme Khan to unite everyone. The scene shifts, and we see a man named Sergei, who was a small-time Khan from the west side of China. At this time, he was on a journey with his 9-year-old son, Temüjin. Sergei had set out to find a wife for his son. As night falls, they stop to rest at his friend's camp. There, while Temüjin is standing near his horse, a little girl named Börte comes to him. She asks him his name and why he is here. Temüjin tells her his name and says that he has come with his father to find a wife for himself. Börte then says to him, "You should marry me," and walks away. At night, when Temüjin is sitting with his father says that he wants a wife for him who comes from the strongest community. Temüjin then tells his father that he will choose a girl for himself. After Temüjin's persistence, his father allows him to choose a girl from his friend's tribe. The next morning, Temüjin's father lines up all the girls of that tribe and carefully looks at their feet, as he believes that a girl with strong legs can keep her husband happy. Temüjin looks at each girl, and in the end, he chooses Börte as his wife, and they get married. However, even after the marriage, they could not live together for the next 5 years, as it was the rule of their tribe. It is now time for Temüjin and his father to leave. But before leaving, Temüjin gives Börte a necklace and promises that he will return for her soon. From here, Sergei sets off on his journey with Temüjin and his people. After traveling some distance, they stop to rest. They are all very cautious because not far from them, people of another Khan's tribe are sitting. A little while later, a man from that Khan's tribe brings a bowl of milk for Sergei. It is a message of peace, and they want to make a truce. Sergei takes the bowl of milk and sends a bowl of milk from his side to the Khan sitting opposite him. Sergei's men ask him to give the milk to a servant first before drinking it himself, but Sergei refuses to do so because he does not want to break the trust of that Khan, and he drinks the milk himself. On the other hand, the Khan also drinks the milk sent by Sergei. After some time, when they resume their journey, Sergei suddenly feels a sharp pain in his chest, and he falls from his horse and dies. We find out that this was all because of the milk given by the other Khan, who had mixed poison in it. Temüjin goes to his father, but all his people prepare to leave him there alone because it was their tradition that they should only follow a strong person. Since Sergei, their chosen king, had died, his people were now looking for a new king for themselves. After this, Temüjin performs his father Sergei's last rites with his mother. Sergei had many sheep and goats, which were all taken by Sergei's most loyal soldier, Targatai. Seeing this, Temüjin's mother says that her son will one day find him and take revenge. The Mongols had a custom of measuring a person's height with the wheel of their chariot before killing them, and they never killed children. When Targatai measures Temüjin's height with the wheel of his chariot, his height is short, and since Temüjin is still a child, he is saved. But Targatai tells his mother that he will definitely come to kill Temüjin next year, and by then his height and age will also have increased. A few months later, when winter arrives, Temüjin has no place to hide. He then remembers his father's words that God Tengri would definitely help him in his bad times. So, he starts walking towards a secret mountain. But on the way, his foot suddenly steps on a frozen lake, and he falls into the cold water, starting to drown. He is about to die, but then a boy his age, named Jamukha, pulls him out of the lake and saves his life. Here, Jamukha and his elder brother take Temüjin home with them and give him food. Temüjin thanks them for saving his life. After this, Jamukha and his brother cut their hands, mix their blood with milk, and ask Temüjin to drink it. Temüjin drinks the milk, and they become 3 brothers. They had made Temüjin their brother. The next morning, Targatai comes here with his men, searching for Temüjin, to kill him. Targatai's men catch Temüjin and take him with them to kill him. But when they measure Temüjin's height with the chariot wheel, his height is still the same as before. Because of this, they keep Temüjin as a prisoner until his height increases. There was an old man in their tribe who used to feed Temüjin in prison every day and apply medicine to his wounds. After a few days, Targatai measures Temüjin's height again, but his height is still the same. At this time, it starts raining, and everyone runs into their tents. Taking advantage of this, the old man frees Temüjin and helps him escape. Temüjin runs very far. There is a heavy wooden stock around his neck, but somehow he reaches the mountain his father had told him about. There he makes a wish to God Tengri. Suddenly, Temüjin sees a white wolf there, and immediately, the wooden stock around his neck falls off on its own. The scene cuts to the year 1186, where we see Temüjin, who is now a young man. But Temüjin is still on the run from Targatai's people. For years, Targatai's people had been searching for Temüjin, and one day they find him and once again take him prisoner in the same wooden stock he was kept in as a child. Now that Temüjin's height and age have increased, his chances of being killed are very high. But Targatai does not kill him because he wants to see him beg for his life. However, Temüjin tells Targatai that he would gladly die, but he will never beg for his life in front of him. Hearing this, Targatai starts to torture him and says that he will now kill him slowly. Here, we see that the old man is still alive, and he once again goes to Temüjin and gives him water. This evening, when everyone is busy, Targatai goes to Temüjin alone to talk to him. Taking advantage of this, Temüjin uses the wooden stock he was tied to, kills Targatai, and escapes. Now that he has killed Targatai, he is ready to become a Khan himself. First, he goes to his wife, whom he married as a child. He goes to Börte, who has grown up and is very beautiful. Börte tells him that she had been waiting for him for many years, and now they are finally together. A little while later, they leave. From here, Temüjin goes directly to his mother and sister to meet them. His mother and sister are very happy to see him. But one day, the Merkit tribe attacks Temüjin's camp. This was the same tribe whose Khan's mother was kidnapped years ago, and at that time, the Khan had sworn that he would take revenge for his mother. And now these people had come here to kidnap Börte. Börte and Temüjin try to escape, but then an arrow hits Börte, and she falls off her horse, and they kidnap her. The Merkit Khan wanted to make Börte his wife. On the other hand, Temüjin wants to bring his wife Börte back, for which he is not enough alone. So, he goes to his old brother Jamukha for help. Here, Jamukha is also the Khan of a tribe, which is a very powerful tribe. Jamukha is ready to help Temüjin, but he tells him to wait for a year because he wants to attack other tribes and bring them under his control. With time, a year passes, and the time comes when the two brothers lead their armies and attack the Merkit tribe. In the battle, they kill all the people of the Merkit tribe, their Khan, and his army and take away their necessary belongings. Meanwhile, Börte is sitting in a tent and she is pregnant. Despite this, Temüjin accepts her. That night, they celebrate their victory, and many more people join Temüjin. They ask him to distribute the goods they found there among everyone. Temüjin keeps only 10% of the goods for himself and distributes the remaining 90% among the people there. Temüjin also gives some goods to the families of the people who died in the battle. Just then, two of Jamukha's men see all this and join Temüjin's tribe. Now, since the Mongols had always had a rule that they could choose their own Khan, Jamukha could not do anything even if he wanted to. But seeing that two of his tribe's men had gone to Temüjin's tribe, his animosity towards Temüjin increases. Jamukha's men see Temüjin's men stealing their horses. Then Jamukha's men try to escape. In anger, Temüjin's men accidentally kill them. But when they see Jamukha's men, they realize that one of them was Jamukha's elder brother. And now, as soon as Jamukha finds out about this, he decides to kill Temüjin because he wants to avenge his brother's life. For this, Jamukha joins hands with the Khans of the surrounding tribes and forms a large tribe and attacks Temüjin's tribe. Temüjin knows that they cannot win this war because he does not have as many soldiers as Jamukha. So, he asks the women and children of his tribe to leave from there and tells the rest of the people to fight. In the midst of this battle, Temüjin is defeated with his soldiers, and Jamukha takes him and his soldiers captive. Jamukha, who still called Temüjin his brother, wanted to see Temüjin beg for his life because he wanted to avenge his elder brother's life. After this, he makes Temüjin his slave and sells him to the people of another tribe. As a punishment, Temüjin has to walk a long distance in the desert. After walking a long distance, these people reach a city that was ruled by the Tangut dynasty. These people make Temüjin sit in a place so that other people can see and buy him. One day, the king of this kingdom came to the market. He sees Temüjin and talks to his people about buying him for a few coins. But the king's people refuse to buy Temüjin. But still he buys Temüjin. After this, Temüjin is kept in a cage-like room in the middle of the city so that people from outside can see him, laugh at him, and have fun. Here, a Buddhist monk used to come every day to see Temüjin and apologize to him. One day, Temüjin makes a deal with the Buddhist monk that if he finds his wife, he will never harm this village in the future. After this, the Buddhist monk leaves for the desert to find Börte. But the Buddhist monk was an old man, so he faints from the heat and dies there. By good fortune, Börte finds the same necklace that Temüjin had given her next to the dead Buddhist monk, which tells her that Temüjin is still alive. After this, Börte goes to the city to find her husband, and here she finds Temüjin tied in a cage. That night, Börte bribes the guards here and helps Temüjin escape from here. And Temüjin sees that his son has grown up and Börte also has a daughter. Börte brings Temüjin home. Here, the whole family starts living happily. One day, Börte tells Temüjin that all Mongols are the same, they all steal and kill each other, which is not a good thing. But Börte's words have a profound effect on Temüjin, and he leaves his family and goes away. He decides that now he will unite all the tribes and create a new Mongolian kingdom where there will be rules and laws for everyone. Temüjin had decided that if he had to take someone's life to complete this task, he would not back down. He makes 3 rules among his men. The first rule was that women and children should never be killed. The second rule was that they would fight the enemy until death. And the third rule was that no one would ever betray their Khan. The scene cuts to the year 1196, where years ago, Temüjin had sworn that he would build a large Mongol army. And now he has conquered and united many tribes and created a large Mongol kingdom. Now there was only one obstacle in his way that was stopping him from becoming a king, and that obstacle was none other than his brother, Jamukha. Jamukha also had a very large army, and both of them were ready for battle with their entire armies on a battlefield. Here, Temüjin wanted to make Jamukha understand as a brother instead of fighting a war with him. But Jamukha, in a hurry, sends many of his soldiers to fight without thinking anything, as a result of which all his soldiers are killed. After fighting for many hours, Temüjin finally defeats him and takes him and many of his men captive alive. Temüjin, instead of killing Jamukha's remaining soldiers, includes them in his army. Here, Temüjin sees the old man in Jamukha's tribe who had helped Temüjin. Temüjin makes that old man the advisor of his tribe. At night, Temüjin comes and sits with Jamukha and tells him that the greed to expand their own kingdom has brought them to a point in life where they now have to take each other's lives. Jamukha tells Temüjin that if he were in his place, he would have killed all of his enemy soldiers. Friends, this shows us how different Temüjin's and Jamukha's thinking was. After this conversation, Temüjin forgives his brother Jamukha and asks him to leave from there. After this, we see Börte, and Temüjin is very happy to see his wife and children. The scene shifts, and we see Temüjin in the year 1206, who has now become the Khan of all Mongols, and his name has become Genghis Khan. He was also known by another name, which was Chinggis Khan. After this, he destroyed the entire Tangut Empire and established a new empire from scratch. He spared the city of the monastery as the last wish of that monk because the monk had told Temüjin that if he found his wife and told him about him, he would not destroy this monastery city. And in the future, this monastery city became the founder of the Mongol Empire, an empire that was one of the largest empires in history.